This is a preview of the lecture video on the topic fetal thorax. The snippets of the various topics covered under this lecture video will follow. Having gone through the preview, if you wish to listen to the main lecture video, go to sonoshare.in. Once you reach the website, this is the home page. You scroll down the home page and you will get the icons of various lectures available, and click on whichever lecture you want to subscribe. You would have seen the preview, you want to subscribe for the lecture. So click on the icon. And if you have any doubts, you can also see the ShonoShare guide, which is available in the home page in case of any difficulty. On the fetal thorax, then you will go to preview page of the lecture video you have selected. So you click on the red bar and it will go to the page of the particular lecture video, the amount and the duration you can watch. And you click on the buy and it will go to the payment page, make the payment, and you will receive a confirmation email. Once you get the confirmation email, you log and view the lecture video. Thank you. Today's topic is fetal, so that is separated by the tracheoesophageal septum, after which there are another four stages. First stage is a C distal to it. There will be development of the respiratory bronchioles, alveolar ducts, primary alveolo-peritoneal membranes, and the somites from C3, 4, 5. Developmental defects of the diaphragm are posterolateral type, that is the Boctelic type. Now, according to the guidelines, most guidelines regarding fetal thorax, what is required, what has been to see the chest and abdomen in one section, and then use color Doppler to see the pulmonary vessels. Now, coming to the first fetal heart, essentially in the fetus, and then in the mediastinum, you look for the shift of mediastinum and look for which lead us to study in detail and arrive at a diagnosis. Now, coming to the size of the fetal, what are the points you have to look for? You have to assess the mediastinum. You should have identified the fetal side. You all know how to discuss this in detail later. And axis is increased more than 60 degrees, then there is loss of volume on the right side, which is due to essentially agents of the right lung. Whereas shift of mediastinum to the left can happen due to a push diaphragmatic hernia. There is shift of mediastinum to the right, and the stomach bubble is in the chest. In the hernia, there may be liver and bowels may be seen, and usually left lung is not seen, whereas right lung is seen. So here you see the abdomen containing the stomach bubble, whereas in the heart you see the mesocardia, the apex of the heart, the axis is decreased to the right with the mesocardia, and with the high resolution probe you see earlier the gestational age of detection, then it is poor prognosis, and if NT was high in the first trimester, and there is a more sensitive parameter called the observed to expected lung head ratio. So where the observed lung, when the lung head ratio is more than 1.35, there is 100% survival. Prenatal management of diaphragmatic hernia involves standardized ultrasound assessment with the observed to expected lung head ratio procedure, that is fetoscopic endoluminal tracheal occlusion, by which the trachea is occluded in a case of diaphragmatic hernia. Aorta. So aorta is not arched like this. Descending aorta is always straight, as seen here. You can see the in a normal then you see the paradoxical movement here. You can see the right moving and the left moving up. You see the paradoxical movement, and here you can see the again uh, the gastric volvulus was made, and on postnatal follow-up I was told the baby was normal with gastric volvulus, which was the prenatal diagnosis which was confirmed. Gastric volvulus, you see the heart pushed to the right with the echogenic mass on the left side, and when you see coronal scan, again the diaphragm is elevated, and when you use a high movement, then we come to mediastinum shift to the left by push by a right diaphragmatic hernia. So the liver has. So how to confirm that it is the liver? We can take the color Doppler, and you will see the umbilicoportal vein taking an arch is gone up, and the right dome is elevated. So this is right lung agenesis, and with a mediastinal shift to the right. Another case of, and what happens is there is also rotation of the heart. You see the abdomen, and you see the coronal scan. So what is the abnormality here? So for that you must see the pattern recognition. So we'll go back to normal, where you see in the coronal scan of the chest, normal lungs, the two domes of the diaphragm, the bowels in both sections. What level you see? You see the chest. So that is the chest here. The bowels are seen gone up with the liver, right lobe here, and left lobe with the stomach, spleen, everything gone into the chest. So that is the bilateral lung. There is oligomnias because of, again, there is no compression of the chest. You may get in CPAP type 3, which is the microcystic, where you see typically an echogenic mass on the on either right or left side, more common on left side. Because this is on the left side, there is mediastinal shift to the right side, and when you put on color, you see the supply, the mass is supplied a large cyst in the lung, and you see it supplied by the pulmonary artery and vein. So this is, and when you put on color, you see the aorta, descending aorta, and you see the supply vessel from the aorta. So because the supply vessel is from the aorta joining the left atrium. So here you see the supply is from the aorta, whereas drainage is to the pulmonary vein. So this is intralobar bronchopulmonary sequestration. In case of CPAP and BPS in the same fetus, the echogenic mass contains both a segment of CPAP and also a segment of sequestration. So you take the three measurements and take the volume of the mass into 0.52, and is more than 1.6, and here you can see features of eye drops in the form of scalp edema and ascites. Left, and there may be on color Doppler hypervascularity. So this is very typical appearance of congenital lobar overinflation. Bronchial, segmental bronchial atresia. This is again a very rare condition. Now in this fetus, I will try to illustrate the importance of the shift of mediastinum and the change in axis of the heart. What happened? This is normal. The heart. Suppose there is left lung agenesis. What will happen? So this is left and right. So heart is in the normal position. When there is left lung agenesis, so where is the apex? Apex is to the right. This is not. So this is possible. One situation, this is possible. What is the next situation? Imagine that there is isolated dextrocardia. So there is liver on the right side, but heart on the also on the right side. Hernia. So which is the situation here in this fetus? How to diagnose? Now here I have done a coronal scan to show you. So this is situs inversus totalis with right diaphragmatic hernia. This is dextrocardia with right diaphragmatic hernia. So in situs, there is the liver. So heart there, So where is the liver? Liver is on the left side. So that is the now liver you see nicely, that is still on the left side, and the bowels have gone into the right side of the chest. So what is the diagnosis? It is situs inversus totalis with right diaphragmatic hernia. So may not be obvious. So at that time we have to do a sequential segmental analysis, which is described in fetal echo. The same thing is followed here. So here you see the dilated trachea up to the neck, and that's called the fluid bronchogram. Even the bronchi are filled with fluid. And this is type 3, where the two bronchi independently, separately tracheal agenesis. In type 1, it presents as chaos, so can be diagnosed. But in type 2 and 3, because there is communication with the esophagus, we don't see features of chaos. So can we diagnose prenatally? In tracheal agenesis, the trachea will be absent, by which we can diagnose type 2 and 3 tracheal agenesis. Okay, it has to be differentiated from a small cystic type of CPAP. Very rarely you may see a coronal scan, and it may extend into the spinal canal, where we see some anomaly of the or it can be large. When it is primary, it is isolated and it is unilateral. There is no other angioma which is seen as a characteristically like a cystic mass and septated like this. Example of short ribs we have already seen. Thank you.